Cursor blinks on a blank white page, trying to build a brand new digital stage. Vishal curated the code just to inspire, but this constant growth just feels like fire. Can we ever really be alive when all this knowledge makes me feel so small inside? I'm alive! I'm alive! I'm alive! I'm alive!
All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Because in a world that is totally saturated by digital noise and endless doom scrolling, finding content that actually feeds your brain, it can honestly feel impossible. So today, we're unpacking a striking new digital knowledge ecosystem that is completely redefining educational content on the web. We are looking at a masterfully connected network of platforms, specifically focusing on the massive YouTube channels Dear Mindshift and Noir Plasma Chrome Bleed, alongside their actual digital-to-physical bridges at eilive.simdiff.com and epochbookie.websites.co.in. This isn't just about casually watching content, you know? It's a highly structured, intensely visual journey into learning that's custom-built for the modern digital consumer.
And the core identity of this network hits you immediately with this incredibly powerful motto, forged in Chrome, fueled by Plasma. I mean, what a hook, right? It sets the stage perfectly for an intense learning journey. It tells us right out of the gate that the information we're about to process is polished, it's durable, and it is highly energized. It's this bold promise for digital education that steps way back from dry academic lectures and leans hard into high-octane inspiration.
Now notice how the imagery perfectly captures that fusion. Just look at how this flowing, glowing, sci-fi liquid intelligence is layered directly on top of grounded, heavy human grit. You've got the concrete, the heavy-duty tools. It brilliantly communicates that while the concepts these channels explore might be high-level and futuristic, the actual application, that requires real human work. You literally have to roll up your sleeves and hammer out the details to build true understanding.
Part 1. The foundation of truth, real-world grounding.
So before we get to the flashy visuals and the massive ideas, we absolutely have to look at the meticulous foundation that holds this entire digital network together. This setup right here perfectly illustrates the juxtaposition of strict boundary setting in education. On one side, we see these incredibly strict disclaimers, categorized meticulously into general, medical, and legal warnings. And on the other, we have the traditional educational scales of justice, balancing the tree of knowledge. By placing these side by side, the creators are establishing intense credibility. Because here's a crucial takeaway for navigating today's internet. Trust and credibility are the absolute most valuable currencies out there. They're telling the audience, hey, we want to inspire you, but we are absolutely rooted in reality, ethics, and strict professional boundaries.
The crucial point here is that these pillars ensure the content is a structured pursuit of truth, entirely distinct from professional, medical, or legal advice. By boldly stating that legal matters are fact-specific and vary by jurisdiction, the network actually does something incredible. It empowers you, as the viewer, to take these concepts and apply them responsibly to your own life and context, rather than just, blindly following a digital guru. It treats you like an adult who is fully capable of parsing information and making your own informed decisions.
Part 2. Noir Plasma Chrome Bleed, Deep Dives and Innovation.
Man, just look at the intricate atomic-level visuals happening here. You've got this glowing light bulb encased in swirling atomic rings and raw energy. This highly detailed aesthetic hints exactly at the channel's focus: deep, complex, and substantive exploration. This is the channel you go to when you want to really unpack a tough topic. Because let's face it, in an era of shrinking attention spans, the ability to focus deeply is basically a superpower. Noir Plasma Chrome Bleed provides the arena for exactly that. It's for when you actually have the time to sit back and let your mind absorb heavy, intricate concepts that challenge your worldview.
And this defined mission right here is the absolute driving force behind every single investigation and deep dive video they produce. Unlocking knowledge, inspiring innovation, and empowering curious minds. It's a refreshingly active mission. It's actually kind of funny when you think about today's digital landscape because it is shockingly rare to find content that actively requires you to think rather than just passively consume while you eat your lunch. They aren't just broadcasting facts at you, they're trying to fundamentally shift how their audience thinks and interacts with the complexities of the world.
Part 3. The Mind Shift Rocket. Rapid Inspiration.
But okay, what if you simply don't have the time for a 2-hour deep dive? Enter Doer Mindshift. The vibrant, high-energy rocket logo forming the M of the Mindshift brand immediately communicates exactly what this channel is about. We're talking rapid-fire delivery and explosive inspiration. The neon blue and striking orange just scream speed and momentum. It's literally designed to rocket you past your daily mental blocks.
When we compare them side by side, the learning strategy becomes incredibly clear. This brilliantly illustrates the modern dual-paced learning model. While Noir Plasma Chrome Bleed offers those lengthy, complex, atmospheric investigations, Mindshift complements it perfectly. It provides that dynamic, punchy energy needed to smash through immediate mental blocks. Actually, think of it like this. Mindshift is your daily espresso shot of motivation, paired perfectly with the rich, deep roast coffee of the main channel's long-form content. You really need both speeds to optimize how you absorb information today.
Part 4. The Mechanics of Growth. Blueprint for Success. Okay, so we know what they make, but how do they sustain it? Well, this infographic maps out the exact cyclical journey of a creator within their network. It shows a continuous, infinite loop of content generation. Notice how it flows seamlessly from the quiet, isolated moment of sketching an idea at a desk all the way through a high-tech studio, out into global digital distribution, and right into a community of cheering people. It completely demystifies the chaotic world of content creation into a reliable, engineered process.
Breaking it down, we see a highly tangible path. It starts in quiet isolation with raw idea generation, which is then amplified and brought to life through top-tier studio production. But the real magic, that happens in the optimization phase, using robust analytics and data dashboards to refine the message. That leads directly to ultimate community success, which then feeds that incredible energy right back into fresh, new ideas. It's not just a shot in the dark. It's a closed-loop system designed for infinite growth and constant improvement. And this resulting success is depicted as quite literal gold. We see the stunning visual metaphor of a figure dancing on a mountain of stamped gold bars. It perfectly illustrates the incredible value and solid returns the network aims to provide its audience. Because here is the core takeaway, guys. In today's information economy, curated, high-quality knowledge is a tangible asset. It is digital gold. It's not just about fleeting views or going viral for a day. It's about building foundational, permanent value in your own mind.
Part 5. A global digital network expanding the vision.
Finally, it is time to zoom out from the YouTube channels alone and reveal the massive macro vision of this brand, because they aren't stopping at video content. The network actually bridges the digital and physical worlds through dedicated web platforms. Here we see how this digital integration drops right into a real-world conference room, and they utilize platforms like iLive.simdiv.com and epochbookie.websites.co.in to handle the massive logistical knowledge sharing required to organize a movement of this scale. This matters because the true test of digital knowledge is whether it holds up in a physical boardroom. They are taking that digital plasma and bringing it into actual rooms with real decision makers. And this beautifully illustrates where that physical integration is heading. This is a massive leap. The ultimate ambition is global solidarity and economic cooperation, visualized here as the Geneva Nexus Summit. Just look at the epic scale of this thing. Representatives from around the world, holographic data streams, flags united in a massive arena. It shows that the education provided by Noir Plasma Chrome Bleed and Dior Mindshift isn't just for personal entertainment. It is ultimately meant to foster real-world, global leadership and connection. We can even see a clear projection of goals leading up to the year 2026. This timeline proves this isn't just a pair of YouTube channels trying to get a few likes for the algorithm. In the span of months, they lay the foundation with strict disclaimers and high-quality branding. Over years, they build the ecosystem connecting those web platforms. And looking at decades, they are aiming for undeniable global impact. What this means for you is that by engaging now, you are getting in on the ground floor of an ecosystem designed to grow and sustain itself for decades to come. As we bring all of this together, this infinity loop gateway perfectly synthesizes the endless, prioritized learning cycle provided by this entire network. You have the businessman strategically placing the final glowing piece to open a gateway. The ecosystem is built to be a complex, glowing city of information, but it provides you with the illuminated path right to the door of understanding. It's a continuous, self-sustaining loop of enlightenment and action. So the gateway to the future of digital knowledge is officially open. I'll leave you with this provocative thought as you decide your next move. Will you dive deep into the atomic investigations of Noir Plasma Chrome Bleed? Will you rocket past your mental blocks with Dior Mindshift? Or will you engage with their broader global web network? The tools are forged, the plasma is fueled. Which path will you choose to step through?
The law of social irrelevance asks a fascinating question. Why do capitalist economies fundamentally resist being smoothed into a single, uniform collective? Economic planners often try to blend individual market forces, but think of them like prime numbers, indivisible and distinct. You can easily add these prime numbers together, one by one, just as individual capitalist transactions can be aggregated into a total economic sum. But here's the mathematical friction. What happens when you try to apply calculus and force a smooth, continuous curve over these distinct shapes? The math completely breaks down because the basic units of capitalism, individual incentives, are fundamentally indivisible. You can stack them, but you can't mathematically melt them into a continuous whole without destroying their core properties. This is exactly why attempts to fully communize a capitalist economy so often struggle. They ignore the stubbornly discrete nature of their foundational units. As a result, real-world economies remain persistently lumpy, driven by jagged individual actions rather than smooth collective math.
Deep in the corners of the internet, there are chaotic digital archives that try to catalog all human knowledge. We are going to jump across 4 completely unrelated academic domains to see what strange connections emerge. First up, the English word alligator is actually a historic mispronunciation. When English speakers heard the Spanish phrase el lagarto, meaning the lizard, they corrupted it into the animal we name today. Next, 19th century Hindi writer Bharathendu Harishchandra used a satirical play to expose a corrupt alliance. He showed how kings and priests colluded, proving that violence justified by religious scripture is still just violence. Third, your body builds the hard enamel on your teeth through a molecular manufacturing process known as biomineralization. This entire physical structure is constructed using the instructions found in one highly specialized blueprint, the AMELX gene. Finally, Python dominates modern software through its batteries-included philosophy. It uses pre-packaged architectural libraries to let a simple coding language run massive operations, like quantum mechanical simulations. So what connects a spoken word, a human tooth, and a software program? Whether it is the evolution of language, human biology, or digital architecture, every massive complex structure is governed by simple foundational codes.